number 1 in action. The players from table 1 are the first players to march out. And there we have the home favourite, Timo Boll, playing Marcus Freitas, and it's Freitas who's the first player to enter court number 1. And now just listen to the roar as Timo Boll is introduced to the crowd. You won't need to know when he steps in, you'll hear when he steps in. And there it is. A record number of European titles in singles, former world number 1, 3 Olympic medals. There he is, Timo Boll. So that's the action on table number 1. The MC just quickly introducing the players. They'll shake hands. But now we have the table that we'll be featuring, table number 2. And the gentleman there at the centre of the screen doesn't need much introduction. It's very simple. He's the world champion, he's the Olympic champion, and he is number 1 in the world, and obviously the number 1 seed here, Ma Long. There he is, entering court number 1. In 2013, he lost in the semi-final of the World Championships to Wang Hao. Since then, he's won 23 consecutive matches at the World Championships, and this is the man who's hoping to break that run. CHUANG Chih Yuan from Chinese Taipei, jogging into court number 2. One of the most consistent topspin players in the world today. The weakness, if the number 10 in the world has a weakness, is he just lacks a little bit of power, and it could be Ma Long's power that will be the difference between these two players. If Ma Long can penetrate the topspin defense of CHUANG Chih Yuan, then I can see this being a victory for the number 1 seed. However, if CHUANG Chih Yuan can absorb the top spins from Ma Long, then we could be in for a very interesting last 16 encounter. So tracksuits are being removed. And last minute words of advice from the coaches, and the players will then make their way to the table for a 2-minute pre-match practice. My name is Don Parker, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box by the president of the English Table Tennis Association, former English international player, European champion, Jill Hammersley-Parker. But first of all, there we have the officials who will be looking after this evening's match. The umpire from Germany, and the assistant umpire, there she is, also from Germany. So German officials in charge. They'll certainly manage things very efficiently. But Jill, how do you see this one going?
Well, you've got Ma Long, number 1 in the world, and CHUANG Chih Yuan, number 10. As you say, he's a formidable player, 8 years younger than the player from Chinese Taipei. I mean, I've seen him play in many matches, and I mean, he's an incredible player. But, you know, he has lost in the past. And that was in 2017 when he lost to Yong San Yuan in the 3rd round of the Asian Championship. So he has been beaten, so we'll have to see what happens here today.
There is the impressive CV of Ma Long, number 1. He's 28 years of age. And that's an impressive list of titles there at the bottom. Results from the World Table Tennis Championships. Right-handed player, amazingly strong on both wings. In the 2009, 2011 and 2013 World Championships, when Ma Long was an up-and-coming player, he lost to Wang Hao. Wang Hao here on the coaching staff. But there we have the men's team coach. Liu Guliang has now moved upstairs, so to speak, the former Olympic and world champion, the head coach of the Chinese team, now overlooking both the men's and women's sides. And there is the CV of CHUANG Chih Yuan, world ranked at number 10, 36 years of age, played for Chinese Taipei for many years. For many of those years had his mother coaching him in the corner. Clearly had a good relationship with mum, but on this occasion it's CHUANG Chih Yuan who is the coach. Mum must be back in Chinese Taipei. Very popular player in Germany, CHUANG Chih Yuan. Played for many years for Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, so he'll be well known to the crowd. But for sure there'll be a lot of noise tonight, and most of it for table number 1 with Timo Boll in action. So don't think your sound is not in sync with the play. The roars will be coming from table 1, but I'm sure there'll be lots of applause for table number 2, because quite simply we've got 2 great players in action, and possibly one of the greatest players of all times in Ma Long. Such a complete player, strong in all departments. And one of the things that amazes me about him is when he's at full stretch, when he's off balance, he can still generate a lot of power. You were the coach to the, or certainly the team leader to the British team, Jill, at the 2012 Olympics, so you saw most of the play. I suspect one of the biggest disappointments for CHUANG Chih Yuan was when he lost in the bronze medal playoff. He lost to Germany's Dmitry Ovtcharov. It's to be heartbreaking just to be so close to a medal, that 4th spot at the Olympics, so disappointing.
Yeah, no, it was a great match, and I think it's always difficult when you're playing for that bronze medal, and to be 4th place, you know, it's must be gutting. But great player, you say 36 years of age.
And I think that's a very typical point that we're going to see. Ma Long staying up to the table, playing with a power on both wings. CHUANG Chih Yuan backing away from the table, and then eventually succumbing to the power of Ma Long. But that's what he has to do, be brave on the return of serve, try and stay up to the table, try and force Ma Long away from the table. CHUANG Chih Yuan in 2013 won the world men's doubles title, playing with Chen Chen-an in Paris. So he is a world champion himself, albeit men's doubles, not men's singles. But for the last 10 years has certainly been one of the leading players in the world consistently.
You can hear that crowd shouting for table 1, Timo Boll.
Worth reminding everybody that these last 16 matches are still the best of 7 games. First player to win 4 games through to the quarterfinals.
Topspin to topspin there. Ma Long then playing it wide out to the forehand. Very quick action on that forehand.
Chin Zi Jian Sorry, Jill, just putting in there Chin Zhi Yuan, a name I must get used to, the Chinese coach, now the head coach for the men's team. We'll see him in action, no doubt, throughout the tournament now as we get to the final stages.
Great placement there. Into the middle, making it difficult for Chin to get his forehand in.
That's the recipe for winning points for CHUANG Chih Yuan. Staying close to the table. Easy to say. There he is. He's in with that flick. Stays close. Forces Ma Long away from the table. Just a new ball. It's interesting, Jill, with this new ball, it's a plastic ball for many, many years. In fact, throughout your career, it was always the celluloid ball. We did experiment a little bit with the plastic ball, but primarily celluloid, and now we've changed to the plastic ball. It's not been too bad here, but previously the plastic balls have chipped a little bit, particularly when they hit the leading edge of the racket. Just a little bit of plastic gets dislodged, and that affects the trajectory of the ball. But not many problems here in Dusseldorf, and the players actually have been very happy with the ball.
Yes, having discussions with some of the players, they did say that, you know, with the plastic ball, it doesn't come through as much as it did with the celluloid. And as you said, you know, if it does clip the edge of the blade, then it does tend to crack a little bit. I saw Ocherov play a game and he went through 4 balls in his match.
Good topspin by CHUANG Chih Yuan. Good placement into the body of Ma Long. We'll see here, he steps round, drills it into the body.
Backspin, heavy topspin on that backhand.
It's really good on the replay there. You could see how, the point you made, Jill, how he's using his wrist on that backhand. It's not a backhand block, it's a backhand topspin. He's actually imparting spin. Very positive play. And again, just look at that on the returner serve, the wrist action he's getting into the ball. Tremendous returner service. 2 points against the serve, Ma Long now with his 2 serves to come.
He's serving there, and he's always looking to try and get him with his forehand. Here in slow motion, serve in. There's his forehand from the backhand side, right on the diagonal.
Oh, that's a fantastic rally. Well played, CHUANG Chih Yuan, backhand to backhand. CHUANG's the first one to play a forehand. Here he goes. Into the body again of Ma Long. He's clearly decided that's a tactic. Into the Olympic world champion's body. And now, CHUANG Chih Yuan with his 2 serves. Put the pressure on Ma Long if he can take 2 points with the 2 serves. The short push from CHUANG Chih Yuan was a little bit too high. Great return from Ma Long. He's not just got amazing power, he's also got very soft hands. He can touch the pullback very tight. 3-game points, China.
Again, into the body of Marlon. Always a difficult position to play the ball. You've got to decide whether you can play a forehand or a backhand.
Marlon will be happy with 1 out of 2 there. It gives him 2 game points. With his serve, heavy batsman on the service, flicked into the net by CHUANG Chih Yuan, and that's the first game for Marlon, 11 points to 8. Douglas will be back for the second game shortly. Second game, Marlon to serve. First game to Marlon, 11-8. Didn't have it all his own way, but it was eventually the power of the world's #1 that brought him through. Backhand there, hits the top of the net, flicks it off the end of the table. First point for CHUANG Chih Yuan. Trademark Marlon there, power, moving the ball around. We see here first one into the backhand, second one wide to the forehand, and even CHUANG Chih Yuan can't get across to that one.
Having to stop service because of the applause on table 1 with Timo Boll.
Oh, well done, CHUANG. Serve drifted long, Marlon in with the topspin. 2 points each. It's not often, Jill, that Marlon isn't the centre of attention. Timo Boll causing all the applause from the crowd on table #1. Just to give you a quick update on that match, he's lost the first game. Timo Boll to Freitas of Portugal, but he's 7-4 up in the second. Marlon with his second serve coming up.
Oh, he played that well. Good serve, followed in. Strong third ball, and then a fifth ball. The server always looking to try and get that advantage, and that's the only time they're in full control from service. 2-4. Little soft block there, just changing the pace, Ma Long. Don't always have to hit the ball hard to win a point, just changing the variation can help.
CHUANG Chih Yuan has his own table tennis club back in Chinese Taipei. He spends quite a bit of time there, helping to develop the next generation of players from Chinese Taipei. Splits his time between Chinese Taipei and Germany. Of course, at 36 years of age, he's still doing very well, but perhaps now thinking of a career after his playing career, which could very well be in the coaching world. Ma Long, 6-3. Slightly off balance, but Ma Long still able to get in with a very strong forehand topspin.
That seems to be Chuang's tactics, backhand to backhand, then play one into Ma Long's middle.
Seems to be firing on all cylinders now, Ma Long. And he was stretching there for that forehand block, and the ball came. He used his wrist again. There isn't such a thing as a block for Ma Long. He's always putting energy into the shot. Ma Long now with his 2 serves to come. I thought CHUANG Chih Yuan played that point well. He forced Ma Long away from the table. But he can lean Ma Long and still play with power. The roar now is for Timo Boll. He's won the second game on table 1. And it looks as though Ma Long's on his way to win the second game on table number 2. But he misses the backhand, but still leads 9-5.
Let's see what Chuang can do with his serve. Looking to follow in.
2 points would give him a little bit of a lifeline in this second game, and there's the first one. He certainly needs this one. He doesn't want to be 10-6 down with Ma Long serving.
Touch play there, and then Ma Long plays it slightly longer, then Chuang's in.
Slow topspin from CHUANG Chih Yuan pays dividends. Ma Long now with his 2 serves. Been stuck on 9 points for a while. CHUANG Chih Yuan slowly but surely getting back into this second game. What a time to take 2 points against the serve. Let service. Well spotted by the umpire. Ooh, the serve drifted long. CHUANG Chih Yuan had a chance to make that topspin. He lifted a little bit too much. I think he thought there was more backspin on the ball than there was. 3 game points for China.
great point there. Chuan pinning it down Ma Long's backhand and playing one occasionally into the middle.
So 1 game point saved, 2 remain, and of course it was 10-8 in the first game, but Ma Long had the service. Chuang now in a slightly better situation, albeit facing 2 game points, but at least he has his serves and a chance to get in behind the serve with a strong topspin and force Ma Long away from the table. Head down. He's still not 100% confident, Ma Long.
Backspin on that ball there. Taking 1 point back. It's now 1 game point for Ma Long.
I thought that halfway through this game he appeared to be firing on all cylinders, Ma Long, but he's just not quite got it together at the moment. Chuang in with a chance. And he's done it. Well done, CHUANG Chih Yuan. 10-6 down. It's now alternate serving and the first player to win 2 clear points. If Chuang can take this second game, it really will be very interesting.
Chuang played very quick, whippy action on the diagonal. Now it's 11-10, game point to Chuang.
5 consecutive points for the player from Chinese Taipei. This really could be a body blow for Ma Long. Can he make it 6 consecutive points? No, he can't. And you can hear Ma Long pumping himself up. The new head coach of the Chinese men's team's on his feet. Chuang there was running round the backhand, just hoping Ma Long would hit it down there and he'd launch himself into a forehand topspin, but very clever placement from Ma Long. Ma Long now with the serve, 11 points apiece.
Oh, that was a great forehand down the line. Good serve, following. Just changing direction there, because a lot of the time he's played the ball to the backhand, but this time he just played it down the line for the winner.
So, 5th game point for Ma Long. He led 10-6. He's saved a game point, but he's now got his 5th. 5th time lucky? Yes, it is. Ma Long takes the second game, 13 points to 11. He now leads by 2 games to 0. The players back to their coaches. Will be back for the 3rd game very soon. Players have been called back to the table by the assistant umpire. And that was a good opportunity for the 36-year-old on the screen there, playing in the black shirt, CHUANG CHUANG Chih Yuan. Did quite superbly, saved 4 game points, came back from 10-6, was leading 11-10, just couldn't quite get that last point. 2-0 now for Ma Long, and it's love all in the 3rd game. First point for Ma Long, as we mentioned earlier. CHUANG Chih Yuan, well known in Germany, played for Werder Bremen, obviously the German Bundesliga, very popular, very high standard. Jill, you had a couple of years, 3 years playing in the Bundesliga?
Yeah, I played in the north of Germany in Kronzhagen. Really enjoyed my time there, trained there as well. And we did happen to win that year the final, so not only did I have enjoyment, we had success as well.
Ma Long now, 2-1 in the lead. Eight 8,000 spectators here, very knowledgeable crowd. You can tell as you're walking around the exhibition halls, the people coming to watch, a lot of them are wearing their team shirts, their local league players. They have a good feel for the game. They appreciate the finer points of the game. And they're certainly enjoying the table tennis here. The young German defensive player, Fearless, has provided some wonderful entertainment. He lost this morning to Fan Shendong in an epic battle. And of course now they're all watching table 1 as well as keeping their eye on table 2, where Timo Boll is in action. It's getting quite tense. It's 1 game apiece on that table. 9-8 for Boll in the 2nd game, but Ma Long now seems to be edging his way towards overall victories. 2-0 in the lead. He leads 5-1.
I think with him winning that 2nd game, close, 13-11, it could have been, 1-1. Now, whether he'd have been a little bit more nervous, I think when you're 2-0 up, then a little bit more confident to go for your strokes. Whereas before he was making a couple of errors with his backhand, he seems now to, that seems to be flowing. Good serve there. Very spinny backhand. Can't always see the spin on the TV.
Great shot. I guess it's slightly different pressure for him here. In 2015 in Suzhou, Zhang Jike had won in 2013. Ma Long comes in, takes the title for the first time. Now he's defending his title. Maybe the pressure, he feels it a little bit more, the fact he's expected to win. You, of course, won the Europeans in 76, made the final in 78, but lost in the final. Would you say you felt the pressure more defending the European title?
And that's a long time ago, so I'm thinking about it now, but I just think you just take each game as it comes. No matter what round you're playing in, you give 100%. That's always been my philosophy, and whether you're number 1 or not, I don't know.
Meanwhile, Ma Long puts together a good run of points, and he now has 9 game points, 10-1. And there it is, 11-1 for Ma Long. He leads by 3 games to 0. We'll be back for the 4th game as soon as it starts. There we see the players back at the table for the fourth game. Very impressive third game by the gentleman on the screen there in the red shirt, the Olympic and world champion. Won 11-1. But you made the point, Jill. He saved a game point in the second game. Had it have been one game apiece, it could have been a completely different story. He came out 2 games to 0 up, playing with confidence, wins 11-1 and wins the first point here. And I think now it would be almost impossible for CHUANG Chih Yuan to come back.
Yeah, I think 1-1 or it's very different from 2-0. I think Ma Long got his confidence. I just thought in that third game, you know, 2-0 up, and he went for his shots. He looked a little bit more comfortable playing his backhand.
CHUANG Chih Yuan now with his 2 serves. It's now relentless. Wherever he puts the ball, Ma Long's on it with a strong topspin. 3-0.
Any loose ball, he steps in. That was slightly long there by CHUANG.
And your only hope now is that CHUANG Chih Yuan can get a point on the scoreboard. He only managed 1 in game number 3, having played so well in games 1 and 2. And there it is, the long push from Ma Long off the end of the table. CHUANG Chih Yuan opens his account. There's that long push off the end of the table.
Oh, and he's playing that backhand a little bit harder now, Ma Long. Maybe he's got a bit more confidence. 2-0 up. Very wristy backhand shot. A lot of spin and power.
Ma Long with his 2 serves. Only a question of time now. 7-2, Ma Long.
Just change of direction there. Get that down the line.
Believe it or not, has won the third game. On table 1, he now leads by 2 games to 1. Meanwhile, Ma Long 3 points away from a place in the quarterfinals. Good long fast serve there. Even took Ma Long by surprise. And that's interesting that the new Chinese head coach, Xi Jian, there he is. Very good player himself. Penhold grip player, left-handed, double specialist. Saw him play quite a few times. Clearly done well in the coaching world. Yu Guliang obviously rates him. And that's a picture to me of a young Ma Long. Possibly on the Ma Long bat. Unless he has secret admirer named CHUANG Chih Yuan. But the coach taking no chance. He'll be having a word with Ma Long, just telling him, look, don't relax, keep the pressure on, you're playing very well. So not surprisingly, Ma Long playing with a Ma Long racket. We've got Mexican waves going round the arena now. There they go. Carnival atmosphere here in Dusseldorf. Incredible table tennis. A night that people will remember for a long time. Of course, it needs a happy ending. It needs T-Mobile to get through for the majority of the crowd. And Ma Long needs to refocus here. CHUANG Chih Yuan is a fighter. Remember, he came back from 10-6 down in the second game. 5 consecutive points to lead 11-10.
He covered a lot of ground there with his forehand. Footwork extremely fast and quick. See it in slow motion.
Wasn't far off. I think it hit the net post, flew up into the air. And now Ma Long, 5 match points. CHUANG Chih Yuan came back from 10-6 in the second. Can he come back from 10-5 in the fourth? Well, there's the first point saved. But now, a little bit more of a problem for CHUANG because Ma Long has his 2 serves. Serve in table tennis, equally as important as the service in tennis. The server has a significant advantage. And there, an outright winner with the serve. And Ma Long goes through by 4 games to 0. Didn't have it all his own way in the first 2 games, particularly the second game when he faced a game point, but eventually the Olympic champion and world champion came through by 4 games to 0. And we look forward to seeing Ma Long in the quarter-final stage. Well done, China. Well done, Ma Long.